What's going on YouTube? My name is Brian Swanson and welcome back to another episode of Swanson Skateboards. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. It means a lot to me that we can be spending our time like this with each other, because today I'm going to be opening up and reviewing the brand new board game of skate. Now, I have played many games of skate over the years on my actual skateboard, but I've never played a board game of skate, so this is going to be very interesting. Now, I bought this game off Amazon for $30. You can also get it on their website, boardgameofskate.com. I believe it's the same price, around $30. Fun fact too, the person who made this game possible is legendary skateboarder Scott Kane. And if that name sounds familiar, that is the same creator of these Highland Peak water bottles, which I've done a couple reviews on. If you've never checked it out, please check it out. This is a good quality water bottle right here. So I'm hoping he's actually putting out another great quality product with this board game of skate too. Alright, so this is how I'm going to break this down for you guys. I'm going to be opening this up and just breaking down the contents and everything, just showing you what's inside. And then, because it's a 4-player game and it's just me, I'm just going to be doing like an example turn of like how you land on certain spaces and what those spaces mean and how to play those spaces. So instead of playing a full board game, I'm just going to give you like a quick overview on how to play certain spaces you're landing on. I hope that makes sense to everybody. It will as soon as I open it up and I get the game going. But without further ado, let's open it up. Alright, so just like how we usually do, we're going to take a look at the outer box before we actually get into the contents of what's inside. So we got the board game of skate right here. Flip it over. Board game of skate again. We got the board laid out right here, what it's going to look like. And then we got a little story right here. I'm not really going to read into that, but it says 2 to 4 players, and then it says ages from 0 to 3, not recommended. So, all right, so let's get into opening this now. Remove this package. Okay, so here we go. Give it a little shake. Oh, this is really snug. Alright, so there's nothing in here. Okay, so we got the actual board itself. Open it up. I like how it folds like that. That's really cool. It's like a nice velvet texture right here. Velvety texture. And cardboard board. And it's pretty simple what's inside too. Like, you got the rule book right here. Then you got your little scratch pad to keep track of who's got what letters. Then you got, I believe this is your snake card. And you got the rebate card on the other side. You got your mystery cards right here. And you got your dice, you got your numbered dice, and then you got your land or miss dice right here. And you got all your player pieces right here. And I'm not saying anything else in here too. So with that all uncovered and everything, let's get into the actual gameplay. All right, so we got the board laid out. We got the pieces in their respected start zones. We got the cards in their respected areas too. We got the snake card, the rebate card, and then, or you could call it the retry card, or you got the mystery card zone. So we got everything laid out right here. We got the score pad right here. I'm not going to be using that, but I just put it there just for show, I guess. And you got your dice right here. So you're going to determine who goes first by having everyone roll the 6-sided dice. And then whoever rolls the highest number goes first. But you know, let's say if I tied you for the highest roll, we're going to roll again to see who goes first. And then after that's determined who goes first, the next player's turn is going to be the person on my left side. So it's going to go clockwise. All right, so after we determine who goes first, let's just say I'm going first. I roll the dice. Let's just say though, I'm going to start with saying I'm red. So I roll a 1. You always go clockwise, no matter which player it is, you always go clockwise on the board. So I roll, let's just say I roll the 1, boom, rebate. So that means I pick up a rebate card, or a retry card, whatever you want to call it, and I keep it by me. And at any point during the game where I have to roll the dice and actually have to try to make my trick and I end up like, I'd say, oh, I missed it. I can use this card, put it back in the pile, and you could try to roll again to land the trick. So if you were to miss the trick, you still miss the trick. But if you make it, you make it. So you got that extra chance to help your chances of making it. So you can avoid the letter. All right, so it's the next person's turn now, which would be the person to my left. Let's just say that's green then. All right, so green rolls, and I'm gonna do one of the fake rolls too. They roll a 1. So they go 1 clockwise on the board, community trick. That means the green player has to roll the trick dice. So they would roll, they landed a trick. So that means everyone else on the board has to land their trick now. Otherwise they get a letter. So, but what happens if they miss though? That's an automatic loss of the turn right there. Nothing happens, game moves on, so move on to the next player, which would be the yellow player's turn. All right, so it's yellow player's turn now. They're gonna roll the dice, see how far they go. Let's just say they land on 2, so 1, 2. They landed on player battle. So that means that player chooses an opponent, anyone they want on the board to play against. So let's just say the yellow player chooses me. They say, let's battle. So, and you only can choose one person too. So they choose me to battle. So what they would do is take the trick dice, roll it. They landed their trick, so now I have to roll. I made my trick. Turn's over with. They had a chance to get me on the ladder. I made my trick. It's done. But let's just say if they make it and I don't make it, that means I get a letter. But then let's just say if they miss it, I have a chance to roll. And if I make it, they have to roll again. And if they miss it, they get a letter. If they make it, turns over. No one gets a letter then. They have a chance to rebuttal that one. All right, so finally it's the blue person's turn. So they're gonna roll. Let's just say if they roll a 1. They land on the snake card zone. So that means they grab a snake card, they keep it by them, and at any time throughout the game, that person with the snake card can, let's just say, I want to use the snake card against you. So that means I take your turn from you. I snake your turn. So I put the card back into space, and then I would take another turn. So you just pretty much lost your turn and it's mine now. And then when I'm done taking your turn, it's gonna go back to how it left off. So it'll go to your next person's turn. It wouldn't go after my turn to the other person. Hope that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna go back to my turn now because I'm the next in line. So let's just say I roll, I get a 5. All right, so I advance 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means mystery card. So I go in the mystery card zone and I pick up a card, and you show everyone the card. This is not something you hide. And it says, landed primo, lose a turn. So I lost my turn, but I like how they added in landed primo, and it teaches you what is primo. Primo is where you land on your board sideways, and usually that's where you just wipe out and miss the trick. So you lose your turn right there. Let's bring up another example. Let's do another couple cards. Okay, so this says, move to the next community space and try a trick. So just like how the community rules are, you roll the trick dice. If you land it, everyone else has to land it. If you miss it, then turn ends right there. Let's do another one. Ooh, I like this one. New Christmas complete, remove a letter. So that helps so much, especially if you're already 4 letters in and you got 1 more letter left. That could save you right there. And there are a lot, let's try a couple more, why not? So it says, second chance, pick up a rebate card. So that's cool, so it automatically gives you a rebate card. Do another one. Rolled your ankle, add a letter. So you can get letters added to you as well. That could cause you to lose the game right there, which would suck, but yeah, it's just these cards are really random and wild. So these could help you win the game or they could help you lose the game. All right, so it's gonna be the next player's turn. It's gonna be green player's turn. Let's just say they roll a 5. So green would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They landed on their own color. So that means because they landed on their own color, everyone else has to roll the trick dice and try to land a trick. So everyone has to roll. So that can give each player a chance to make their trick, or each player can lose their trick too. It all depends on what they roll. So it's a good way of getting everyone on the ladder almost right away. But also too, that if you were to land on another person's color, nothing happens. It only matters if you land on your own color. That's the big significance. Otherwise, like I just said, if the red player lands on a green spot, nothing happens, just moves on. All right, so after testing out the certain scenarios you might run into in the game, I feel this game is going to be a blast. Noted, we didn't play a full game because it's just me, but I get the gist of it, and not only because I skate and I know it's going to be a blast, but it's just the board game I feel is well put together, and it's going to make everyone want to play it. Not people who skate, people who don't skate, because I feel for people who don't skate and they play this, it's going to give them a better perspective on how to play an actual game of skate. Noted, we don't have the snake cards or we don't have the mystery cards, but we do get rebates in a real game of skate. But all in all, it's going to be a fun game. So I recommend picking one of these up, and the holiday seasons are coming up too, so you might want to buy this for a loved one as a gift. I bought it off Amazon, like I said, for $30, or you can go to the boardgameofskate.com and buy it for $30 as well. Also too, if you don't like the way I explain the game or try to break it down for you guys, they do have a live play of the game on boardgameofskate.com too, if you want to check that out. So shout out to Scott Kane too for making such a good product, like the Highland Peak water bottles, and now this. It's like I'm excited for what else he's gonna make now that he's 2 for 2. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Swanson Skateboards. It means a lot to me that we could be spending time like this with each other. I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you're at, so take care.